great having you here. What is the best? Hi. What is the best advice you have for founders who are building an executive team?
Well, develop your self-awareness. Be aware of your strengths and areas of excellence and focus only on them. If you want to achieve an outstanding results, better you hire an exceptional professionals. You are here to build a successful company and not to practice your personal skills. And trust me, during the roller coaster of entrepreneurship, you will practice them in any case. And it's important to remember that developing the self-awareness is a continuous process. And if you ask me how I can do that, just ask for feedback. Ask for feedback from your investors. Ask for feedback from your management team. Ask for feedback for someone unbiased who wants only your best. It could be executive coach, and it could be a business mentor.
You do the due diligence for OurCrowd's investment team. Yeah. What are you looking for in a management team?
Well, it's very easy. A complementary team. And I explain what does it mean. First, when I start the process of due diligence, I do the HR due diligence. I learn the company's space and main business goals. There are significant differences between B2C companies or B2B companies, or between companies develops chips to a gaming company. After I understand what are the main business goals and the key success factors, I evaluate the management team, their expertise, their knowledge, their experience, and I try to estimate their ability to scale. The most important question a CEO and also an investor need to ask himself, is this team capable of taking the company to the next stage? When you founded your company, how many founders there is here in the room? Many. When you founded your company with your friends from the army or your friends from the university, you agreed on the positions between you all. One is the CEO, second one will be the COO, the VP R&D, the third one will be the CTO. Now, ask yourself, which kind of skills and expertise you are missing, and hire a complementary team. And my advice, do it, ask your question with an accurate reality check. Really know what you don't know. When I talked about self-awareness, here I expect to see it.
So as a follow-up to that, what are common mistakes you see when building a management team?
Well, we usually start building our management team when the company in the market research stage, before we have a product market fit, and the go-to-market strategy is not stable yet. You can see companies changing their business model. We call it pivot. There are companies significantly changing the business model from B2C to B2B, but more frequently, I see companies that their customer acquisition based on inside sales methodology, and they are developing or switching to typical software long sales cycle process, which requires different skills. In this situation, you need to ask yourself if the management team you already hired is the right fit for your new business model. It may sound obvious, but more often I see companies that are not agile in the way they change their structure and their DNA that will fit their new business model.
So in a continuation to that, when sometimes you have to part from an executive or a founder, how do you do that without damaging the company?
So always we have damage, okay? But let's try to do it with less damage. When you replace a manager, please remember that not always you need to hire someone who has the opposite skills comparing the one you are replacing. And I give an example. A company, a consultant, a software startup, moving out from the early stage phase, concluded they must replace one of the founders who was the VP R&D. In my opinion, they made the right decision. Their main mistake was that they hired someone with opposite skills. They hired a corporate guy. The guy that they wanted to replace, the VP R&D, was quick and dirty, hands-on, excellent technologist, but without a process orientation. And they hired instead of him a corporate guy, quite heavy, too process-oriented. And at the end of the day, they need to replace him too. So if you want to have less damage when you do this kind of replacement, please remember that not always you need someone that has opposite skills. And most of the time, you can stop in between.
So as part of what you described is moving from quick and dirty to process-oriented. Yeah. How can we do that the best?
Many times when companies need to develop to the next stage, when the team is growing, and we call it in Hebrew, מהחבר'ה לחברה. From buddies and friends to the company, to business partners. I hear the sentence, we are a selected few. We are a commando unit. In Hebrew, we call it סיירת, as an excuse for disorder. So first, even a selected few team should be organized. All of us remember that methodology does not prevent agility and enable scalability. And my answer to them is, do you know the SAS, Special Forces, 7-piece philosophy? No doubt one of the best commando units in the world, if not the best. I hope there is not a lot of ex-Sayeret Matkal people here in the audience. They will kill me afterwards. The 7-piece philosophy says, and I say it slowly, proper preparation and planning prevents, piss-poor performance. Even in a selected few, you need a proper preparation and planning. And for proper preparation and planning, you need proper preparation procedures. Also in a selected team, also in a commando unit, and also in a small startup company that acts like a commando unit.
Okay, thanks, Sigal. One last question is you taught us that we need to raise diverse team from diverse backgrounds. Yeah. How are these people going to all get along?
So, Leah, we talked a lot about building an effective team. Everybody is talking today about building an effective team, and let's try to understand what does it mean. When you have a complementary team, you have an heterogenic team with people that has different points of view, different way of decision making, different management styles. And it's really challenging making this orchestra play together. But if we understand and know that we compensate and contribute from this diversity, we have a mutual trust and respect. Believe me, every time I need to go with my husband to buy a piece of furniture, don't tell him I'm sharing it with you.
It's all on video.
It can make me crazy. His data analysis tendency makes him visit dozens of furniture stores when I can buy the second furniture I see. And of course I buy it before because it's pretty, without checking how strong is it or how easy to clean it is. But during the years, you know, almost 30 years we are together, I learned that his attention to details makes our decision-making smarter. So if we really understand and accept that we can contribute from the diversity, and we build a culture that enables each of the team members express his view and feel secure and open, then we achieve commitment. And team that has commitment has accountability. And when you have accountability, you see it in the team results and in the company achievements.
Thank you. Thank you, Sigal. Just to recap, we enjoyed learning how to build and recruit our teams, how to have good employee engagement, and how to incentivize our employee. Thank you, Sigal.